Hey, what is going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the Mystical Green Beanie, and welcome to my Let's Play series for Marvel Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. Guys, it's here. It's finally here. This game was announced like, what, 2 years ago? And like, we're finally getting into the swing of it. Because that was a pun, by the way. In case you didn't notice. I mean, swinging pun. I like puns. Everyone likes to crap on puns. I love puns. So, I don't know. I don't see why they're not cool. Anyways, let's get into this commentary. I'm actually recording this after the fact. This is not a live commentary. Mostly because I did a live commentary. It was really bad. I didn't like it, at least. So, I'm not going to subject you guys to me doing a really, really bad hour-long commentary. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Right off the bat, want to say I love the game so far. I'm currently working on part 3, because I've already finished part 2, and yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. But yeah, I love this game so far, and I love this opening sequence. But I'm gonna shut up now.
Units, level 4 mobilization. Location, Fisk Tower.
Fisk?
And right off the bat, what a way to open a Spider-Man story. I think I said in my video where I was talking about how I predict that this game is going to be the best Spider-Man movie ever. That I don't know where I was going with that. But I do feel like this game just nails all the fundamentals of Peter Parker and who that character is. I like the words. I like how you got a past due noticed as soon as I said that. But this game just gets Peter Parker and it gets Spider-Man within like the first 10 minutes. Not even the first 10 minutes, the first minute. We see his room and how, cluttered it is. That we see all the stuff he's working on. It just gets Spider-Man. I really like it. Oh, and forewarning, I am terrible at swinging. At least in this first part. I get better as we progress, but I'm real bad when I first started out.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there.
And that's mostly because I've been playing Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 4 for like the past 4 years, so I'm just used to those swinging controls. So jumping into this was just kind of mind-boggling.
Parker, where are you? We must run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee arrives.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise. Better wrap this up quick than get to my real job.
But this is a real job, Peter. You don't think helping people is a real job? Well, I mean, not unless it pays. Unfortunately, this is not the My Hero Academia world where you can get paid for being a superhero. But hey, action is his reward. Because to him, life is a great big hang up. And wherever there's a bang up, you'll find the Spider-Man.
Bring in the hammer.
And I absolutely love this too. So if you don't know, if I haven't mentioned it before, I love Ultimate Spider-Man, and tone-wise, this feels very much like Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man, and that explosion was huge, and it's like, what, 8 in the morning this point in the game? Yeah, living in the Marvel Universe New York would be hell, and I would never do that, ever.
Morning, guys.
I'd probably live in Arkansas or Montana or something like that. One of the states where, like, no crime happens. Or, I mean, I'm sure crime happens in Arkansas or Montana. I almost said Montana. But they make a joke in the 50 State Initiative during Civil War where someone says, do we really need superheroes in all 50 states? Like, who's gonna terrorize, like, I don't know, Idaho? The freaking Wrecker. Okay, people actually make fun of the Wrecker, but, like, he did kill Thor that one time, so that was pretty cool. Not that I've read that story, I just know that because Bendis makes that joke in New Avengers. Okay, so I'm gonna shut up about, like, comic book stuff and actually talk about the gameplay in front of me. I really like this combat. In this episode, I suck at it, but I'm gonna say that a lot because this first episode is just me trying to get the hang of, you know, the controls. Like, just there where I was having a web seizure, but I hadn't figured out yet that in order to use objects from the environment, you have to press and hold L1 and R1. You can't just tap them. And that cop came out of nowhere, but okay.
Okay, Yuri, all done. What's happening?
Maybe he's a teleporter. Maybe he's a mutant.
Yuri!
Nah, mutants don't exist in this universe. I highly doubt anything that is, like, you know, related to
Fisk wouldn't go quiet.
Fox Studios, or at the very least, was related to Fox Studios during the development of this game, is gonna be present at all. Which kind of sucks, because I do wish that the Fantastic Four was present, but, whatever. And I love all of this. This feels so much like Ultimate Spider-Man to me.
Get more backup. And lock down the airspace.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Yes! He's the day, Willie! Heads up! Hey, where you going? Get! I'll clear a path. Follow me! Get out of here, Spider-Man!
And we're gonna totally ignore the fact that that totally would have murdered that man, but that's just a problem with superhero video games in general. I have that with Batman Arkham, and I have that with this too, where Spider-Man will do things, and I'm like, okay, you don't understand the fragility of human life, right? Like, like that. You cannot uppercut someone like 2 stories and expect them to survive, but okay. It's just a weird superhero video game thing. Can you imagine when we get a Superman game? I'm gonna have that problem, but like times 1,000. Oh, and quick fun fact. I don't know the exact specs of Peter Parker in this game. I know they have his character bio here, but I assume he's like, what, 5'11", 180 pounds? So spiders, on average, can lift up to 170 times their body weight. So 185 times like 170. Peter Parker's, he can lift around like what? 15 tons? Imagine someone with that type of strength punching you in the face. You would have no face. I know that Peter Parker rolls his punches when he hits people, but yeah. Actually, they make that joke in Superior Spider-Man as well. And I'll talk more about Superior Spider-Man a little later, because this story was written by Dan Slott, which, as we progress in the game, it's quite evident. But I don't mean that in a bad way.
I prefer a more direct approach.
But again, I'll talk about that later.
Spider-Man, status.
Heading to the upper floors and hoping nobody turns on the elevators.
Our choppers are taking fire. Looks like Fisk has armed men on every floor.
He's desperate.
And he's hitting us with everything he's got.
I have to find him and end this.
Not yet. We just picked up chatter. They're wiping all their data servers. We need that evidence if we want to put him away for good.
Okay, server room it is. Call from May. Better answer. Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Watching a superhero movie. What's up?
I just wanted to make sure we're still on for dinner tomorrow night.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
Well, okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Cute little interaction with Peter and Ame right there. I really like their relationship in this game. And you totally just shot your own man. With an assault rifle at point blank range. Huh. Didn't notice that the first time. But yeah, I love combat in this game. So fluid.
How exactly do you think this ends well for you?
I was afraid it was gonna feel derivative, but it doesn't. I mean, that's kind of my whole thing with this game as a whole so far. Nothing that Insomniac is doing is all that new, but it feels new and it feels fresh. And that's just a testament to the talent at Insomniac Games. And when I say like nothing feels new, I mean, I'm not trying to rag on them or anyone, but like, here's the deal. Since the year 2000, there have been 13 Spider-Man games, and at least half of them have been open world. So there's kind of a limit to what you can do with an open world Spider-Man game, and that would have murdered that man as well. But Insomniac finds a way to make everything feel fresh and kind of different, and I really appreciate that. And if you can hear like the noise outside, I'm sorry, but you know it's raining.
I should look for a sneaky way in.
I can't do anything about that.
Huh. It's like my own private ventrance. Fisk may be a dirty criminal, but he has remarkably clean air vents.
Hurry up. The boss wants everything erased. Can't make it delete any faster.
They're so cute when they're oblivious.
And actually, I kind of want to talk about Yuri Lowenthal's Spider-Man voice. This might be my definitive Spider-Man right now. I love Josh Keaton. He's great. I still hear his voice when I read Ultimate Spider-Man. But Yuri Lowenthal just sounds like how I hear adult Peter Parker in my head. I don't know, I really like his Spider-Man voice.
Gotta access that console before everything's gone. Let's see just how good their security is. Aw, you guys forgot the latest kernel patch.
Hiding so. Cowardly. Even for you.
Says the guy frantically erasing his search history.
After all these years, you're still just an ignorant child.
True, but that's part of my charm, isn't it?
found you.
And I did want to talk over Wilson Fisk there, but I also love the Wilson Fisk voice in this
Well,
game.
there was that time I took down a pompous, overstuffed crime lord before breakfast.
Although I don't really have a definitive Wilson Fisk voice. I know for a lot of people it's the guy who voiced him in the 90s animated series, whose name I don't remember, but I don't know, I've just never had a Wilson Fisk voice in my head.
We'll get ready for the main event. Yuri, an explosion just...
I saw it. Fisk could have the whole place wired. I'm sending in a bomb unit.
I'll make sure no one gets in their way. Kill him!
Like the fireworks? We got more where that came from.
You figure out we're not playing yet?
Also, that man died. But again, superhero video game, just don't think about it.
I think that's all of them.
It's clear. Move up.
Hey guys, I guess bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan? Sounds like they're trapped.
You go after them. We'll look for the bombs.
And once again, I love all of this. I love how gritty and kind of real this all feels. And I especially love this, you know, showing that even though the Kingpin is a bad guy, not everyone who works for him is. Like, some people are just, you know, people who need jobs to support their families. And I know we homage this to death in literally every Spider-Man media ever, but I will never get tired of seeing Amazing Spider-Man 33 homaged and stuff. So cool.
Okay, Willie, coming your way.
Spider-Man, it's Yuri.
How we doing, Captain?
Could be better. Our choppers took a beating. We just had to ground our last one. If Fisk calls in a chopper, we have no one to stop it from landing.
And no one to chase him if he flies away.
Why do I get the feeling that's what he was planning all along?
Because he probably was. Damn. Yuri, get EMTs up here, fast!
We're trying.
Uh-oh. Incoming!
You know, I don't think I've actually talked about this yet, but I really like the classic Spider-Man costume in this game. Looks really cool.
More rockets? A little excessive, don't you think?
I mean, I like the Insomniac, you know, custom suit. Although that took a while to grow on me, if I'm gonna be honest. But I just love the classic costume.
What? Is it National
This
Rocket
just
Day or
looks
something?
like the perfect Spider-Man costume.
The hell is this crap? Man, how'd the bomb squad guys get through this?
Although I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the expressive eyes. That's just a thing I have with Spider-Man. I prefer when his eyes are still and they don't emote, because you can't tell what Spider-Man is. You can't tell his expression. He has to act or, you know, show emotion through his movements and his actions, and not his face. But we're in a post-Homecoming world, so, you know, that's just the way things are now, I suppose.
You guys all right?
We were just about to call for backup.
I think I'm it.
Lead the way. We'll be right behind you. Heads up, boss.
And once again, I'm a sucker for all this stuff. It just feels so much like Ultimate Spider-Man.
So you guys were in bed with Fisk all along? Oh no, I'll never get that image out of my head.
Well, that and a lot of Spider-Man stories from the
Getting kicked in the face.
70s into the early 90s feel like this too, where it has this like gritty street level tone. So you know, it's always kind of like, I don't know, weirded me out when people kind of talk about Spider-Man being gritty and how he's a character who never should be gritty, and I'm like, you're thinking about Superman? But even then, I kind of disagree with that notion, because Superman does gritty stuff too, but, you know, Spider-Man definitely.
Hey Yuri, looks like some of your guys were on Fisk's payroll. Good news is, they were Willie's last line of defense. I'm right outside his office.
Take him down, now.
With pleasure.
But I'll probably talk about that in some other videos when I talk about Spider-Man. Because I do plan on doing that in the near future.
Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between spider and man.
Get the chopper ready. I won't be long. I'm surprised you made it this far. But your foolishness ends now.
You do know I can still see you, right?
80 years of this insolence.
Oh, for me? You shouldn't have.
Oh, okay. So, something I wanted to bring up because I brought it up in the previous commentary, and I thought it was just kind of funny. This Wilson Fisk is so, like, teched out and so... Sorry, there's a truck outside. But this Wilson Fisk is, like, so... I don't know, he's so extra. He has machine guns mounted inside of his pillars. Like... Look. Oh, give me a second.
How is this happening?
What's wrong, Willie? You seem angry.
I will destroy you!
Take your best shot.
Sorry, I didn't want to talk over the cutscene there. But, this Wilson Fisk is just so extra and so heightened and such a comic book villain. It's hard to imagine him taking on some of the other street-level Marvel heroes. Because I know that, you know, Kingpin started out as a Spider-Man villain, but in the past, like, 25 to 30 years, he's more been associated with characters like Daredevil and Elektra and, you know, Punisher and some of those other, you know, street-level heroes. So, seeing this play out the way it is, it's just really hard to imagine this Kingpin going up against Daredevil or Iron Fist or someone like that. Like, okay, look at this. I'm having a hard time imagining Daredevil fighting this version of the Kingpin.
You are everything that's wrong with this city!
Huh. I was gonna say the same to you.
You know what to do, man! Surround it!
You know, unless Daredevil's like, you know, extremely durable. Like, that's one of his powers alongside having radar sense. I don't see him taking on Big Willie. Not like this.
Let's rush him! Too fast!
You'd have to be wearing like his edgy black, red, and silver 90s armor to fight Kingpin here. Which I actually really like that costume, by the way. I know everyone like memes it and like, you know, makes jokes about it, saying like, this is the 90s, herp-a-derp, but I really like that costume. It's my second favorite Daredevil costume, next to the, oh, and Spider-Man died right there. But yeah, I like that Daredevil costume about as much as I like the costume from Secret War. Oh, and speaking of Secret War, I found that costume in the game, but I don't have the equipment to purchase that costume yet. But I will play as that at least some point. But also something I want to bring up is just how challenging this game is. You know, I wasn't expecting it to be as, not difficult, but I didn't expect it to require as much focus as it does. I mean, it's not quite like on the level of like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta or something like that, but it's still, it requires some focus and skill and practice. God, I love this boss fight so much. I mean, I love this game so much. I love this version of Spider-Man and how he's actually a street level, you know, vigilante taking on white-collar crime. I mean, honestly, for all the people who are like, you know, freaking out at me for not liking Homecoming and really just all the other Spider-Man films, the big question people always ask me is, well, what do you want? Answer, this. I want this. This is what I want from a Spider-Man movie. Like, Spider-Man taking on mob bosses and stuff. I mean, they don't have to be falling through the ceiling, but, you know, something like this is just, you know, what I asked for. Because this is just the Spider-Man that I kind of grew up with in the comics. And that's such a beautiful shot.
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later. Finally off to Rikers, huh? You know, I think you've got more enemies in there than I do.
If you think this will be more than a minor inconvenience...
Whoop, gotta go. Hey, good luck, Willie. I have a feeling you're gonna need it.
Idiot! I'm the one who kept order in this city! 1 month! In 1 month you'll wish you had me back!
The Kingpin is heading to prison. End of an era. I feel like I should celebrate. Maybe take a vacation.
Alright. So yeah, that was a great first mission. Great way to open a video game. Great way to open a Spider-Man story. And just a quick thing, I love that little pose that Spider-Man's doing on top of that smokestack or chimney thing, whatever, that pipe. That's just straight out of a John Romita Jr. drawing. Looks so awesome. Swinging in this video.
Parker, where are you? The committee will be here soon. We need to run an equipment check.
I'm almost there. Blocks away.
Guess I'll just do it myself.
No, don't. It's not safe. Gotta love Doc's enthusiasm, but sometimes it gets him into trouble. Better get there before he hurts himself.
Hey, look, it's Madison Square Garden. Oh, okay. Speaking of which, if anyone here is like, you know, from New York, can you guys let me know if this is an accurate representation of New York? Because the last time I was there was like 5 years ago. and it looks somewhat different. I don't know. Nice look at the suit there. But yeah, I am curious about that sort of thing. I mean, obviously, I know like there's no Avengers Tower in the real New York or anything like that. Or is there? Haha. No, there's not. It would be cool if there was, though. It would be cool if there was.
I'm sorry I'm late. Oh. You started without me.
The grant committee's director will be here soon. It's fine, Parker. I invented this equipment. I think I can handle it.
Power damper. Oh, man. Maybe we should abort.
Not yet.
Hold on! Dr. Octavius, are you okay?
Another setback. But we're close.
Is anyone hurt?
No, it was all my fault.
The energy levels exceeded our expectations. From a certain viewpoint, that's a very positive development.
It doesn't smell very positive.
I assure you, in the next phase...
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Is there somewhere else we can discuss this?
Maybe you should take the rest of the day off, Peter. But we'll talk later.
That was a disaster. How could the dampener have failed? I know Doc said take the day off, but I have to figure out what went wrong.
So that was our introduction to Doc Ock, which I really liked. I really like this version of Doc Ock in this game.
Ooh, you are in bad shape, little guy. Let's see what's wrong with you.
I really like the fact that Doc Ock looks like Dan Slott, which I think is hilarious. But he sounds a lot like Alfred Molina with his voice.
Circuit burned out. Damn it. If I had been here to do the pre-check, I would have caught this.
Oh, and just a quick little warning. I'm pretty bad at these. That's just because I suck at puzzles. Although, much like everything else in this game, I get pretty... not good, but like I get better at these as we progress into further videos.
Got it. Okay, need to reroute servo control.
Although, like, honestly, if you just want to skip this, you can just, like, go to, I think, the 40-minute mark. I think that's when I finish this up. 39-minute mark, something like that. But yeah. These mini games are fun, though. They really do challenge you. So if your parents ever say that playing video games rots your brain, well then you tell them that the Mystical Green Beanie told you that Spider-Man PS4 actually has some brain-busting puzzles that really challenge you intellectually. And you know what? That probably won't work, but it'll sound really cool, and it might get your parents to buy this game for you. Or not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know your parents. Get your parents' permission to play this game. Actually, you know what? I should probably talk more about Doc Ock for like the next 30,000 minutes. So, I was really surprised that Doc Ock was going to be in this game. I know they kept saying that there was going to be a mystery villain, and there were rumors that it was going to be Doc Ock, but I just didn't believe them because I was like, why would Doc Ock be in this game? But, you know, now that I've had the story spoiled for myself, I know that Doc Ock is in it, and I know what happens. But, yeah, I really like this version of the character. He's really sympathetic, and he's really tragic. And since Doc Ock is in this video game, and Insomniac had a mystery villain,
Okay, what next?
we kind of know where
Now
that
balance the voltage.
road lies, for that character at least. So, you know, I really like this version of the character. This probably is my favorite version of Doc Ock. Like, in anything. I'm talking comics, movies, video games, the whole shebang. This is my favorite Doc Ock. And this might be heresy, but I don't care. I honestly think that Insomniac does with the character of Otto Octavius what Sam Raimi wanted to do with Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, but they just do it so much better, and he's so much more interesting. And they actually kind of like nail the, you know, power responsibility lesson with Otto Octavius in this game in a way that they don't necessarily nail in the Raimi film. But I'll talk more on that later. Although, I will say, as funny as I think the bowl cut is, not the bowl cut, as funny as I think the fact that Otto looks like Dan Slott is in this game, I do miss the bowl cut. I don't know. The bowl cut just feels fundamentally like Doc Ock. But for the sake of the visual gag, I'm gonna go with it. And I will say, as much as I rag on Dan Slott, he did this story, and I like it. You know, from what I've seen so far, I really do like it. And this feels like a post-Dan Slott era Spider-Man game, but not in a bad way. It's kind of like how, you know, like the Avengers, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe feels like a post Mark Miller, Brian Michael Bendis Marvel universe, but like not in a bad way. I don't know. That's just the best way I can describe this game.
Let's see if that worked. Good as new. Doc's been testing new materials for the prosthetics. He asked me to review his work if I had time. May as well dig in now.
Hey, look at you, Peter Parker. Looking how you're looking. And this is just me exploring the rest of the lab.
I should review what Doc's been developing and double-check his work. See if we can tune the prosthetic's grip force. Doc was testing a new contact material for the prosthetic.
And I saw a really funny meme about this exact puzzle on Twitter, where it's
Hydrogel polymer composite.
it's Norman Osborn from the first Spider-Man movie saying, you know, I'm kind of a scientist myself, after he does this puzzle. That's funny.
Alright, I should get out of here before I screw things up for Doc even more.
Well, I'm pretty sure someone stole that from the Raimi meme subreddit. Which, if you haven't been to, well, first off, congratulations on having a life. But second, do yourself a favor and go to the Raimi meme subreddit, because it's hilarious. And I absolutely dig that suit. It looks amazing. No pun intended.
Spider-Man, it's Yuri.
Fisk make it to Rikers yet?
Not Rikers. Our boy qualifies for the VIP treatment. He's in the raft.
Ah, joining Scorpion, Electro, and the rest. Fisk should be honored. That's a steamed company.
Can you swing by the precinct? Got an issue that could benefit from your unique skill set.
For you, Yuri? Anything. I'm on my way.
God, I apologize for the abhorrent web swinging in this video. Good God, I'm so bad at this.
Wonder what my #1 fan thinks about the Fisk takedown.
Although I do like being on the street, interacting with civilians. That's fun.
With J. Jonah Jameson, where listeners like you discuss the issues affecting our city with Pulitzer Prize-winning two-time Pulitzer Prize-winning former publisher of the Daily Bugle.
Hey, plug the book.
And as always, if you order Mr. Jameson's book, Spider-Man, Threat or Menace, within 24 hours of our broadcast, you'll get an autographed copy at no extra charge.
No personalizations. Don't ask. Not gonna get it.
Welcome to Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, alerting you to the threats you don't even know about. Let's dive right into the calls. Speak.
Okay, so not for nothing. You gotta give Spider-Man respect for taking down Wilson Fisk, right? I mean, one less mob boss is good for everyone.
Is that right? Tell me, are you a police officer? Prosecutor? Maybe an award-winning reporter with decades on the job like me?
No, I'm a plumber.
Oh, good. And fix my toilet and shut up! Let me explain something to you about crime bosses. As soon as one goes down, every punk with a gun, a tracksuit, and a drawer full of gold chains decides he's the next godfather. We're gonna have a gang war in the streets, but does that whip-headed moron give a damn? Of course not. He got on TV. That's what counts.
Yeah, well, I can get copper pipe without paying kickbacks now. So till that gang war starts, I'm on the webhead side.
And you'll be singing a different tune when 3 new mobs are lining up to charge you triple for that same pipe. Or just break your legs. Goodbye!
Someday, Jonah. I'm gonna get you to say something.
God, I absolutely love J. Jonah Jameson in this game. He is hilarious. Although I wonder if they're ever gonna, like, if this franchise continues, they're gonna do the Chip Zdarsky thing, where J. Jonah Jameson figures it out, or much rather, Peter just tells him. That would be pretty interesting.
Now that you quit smoking, what do you tell people when you come up here?
That I need a break from their crap.
Fair enough. So, why'd you call? Need a date to the policeman's ball?
You got a black and white suit? No ball this year anyway. We spent too much integrating Oscorp's surveillance tech.
Worth it though, right?
It was. Till an hour ago. The system went down. Citywide. Every tower.
How?
They tell me someone sabotaged the central server, and now all the towers are offline.
Inside job?
Maybe. I'll figure it out later. Right now we need to get the towers back online. Fast.
And you called me? Aw, that's sweet.
I called someone I could trust. Plus, the signals are scrambled and we have no idea how to fix it.
Ooh. I love a challenge.
You break it, you buy it.
I thought you trusted me.
So I'm gonna start calling her Yuri Watanabe because, oh my
Take a look
god.
at this tower. Input bands have been shifted. Subtle.
Don't judge me either. Actually, no, go ahead, judge me. Judge the hell out of me, please. Do it. I deserve it.
We just had a tower come back online. Was that you?
Not just a pretty mask, huh?
Whatever you did, any chance you could do it to the other towers?
Sure, but just so you know, I had to sync up with the tower to fix it. I'm seeing all crime data in the area now. Looks like there's a break-in happening near me.
Great. I've got units nearby.
Don't bother. I'm on it.
Plus, actually, I'll talk about that a little later. But I do understand why they didn't have Jean DeWolf be the police plug, and they opted for Yuri instead. Because actually, I don't think.
I'm sure these guys didn't forget their keys.
I don't think Jean DeWolf liked Spider-Man, publicly at least. Like, I know she worked with him, but like, I don't think she liked him. I mean, it's heavily implied in Death of Jean DeWolf that she was in love with him or something like that, but I don't know. Plus, I know in Dan Slott's run, Yuri Watanabe is actually a huge like Spider-Man supporter.
Okay, wrapped up.
Thanks for that. Now I'm seeing an assault near you.
You're in luck, Yuri. Your favorite tough but lovable, grizzled, seen-too-much detective is in town.
What? No. You promised you wouldn't do that any...
Spider Cop.
Please, no.
See, I'm getting slightly better at web swinging in this game. Emphasis on slightly. I love how he holds the superhero pose like that. So cool. But yeah, there's definitely a learning curve when it comes to traversal in this game.
So you're the snitch.
Back off, creep.
Yep, she's the one.
I said back off! Leave me alone!
Keep it quiet, lady.
Don't touch me!
Get away from her.
Oh, crap. Spider-Man.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Oh, man. But something I do kind of think is fascinating about Spider-Man just in general is how he's both super powerful, but also vulnerable to, like, you know, getting beat up. It's kind of like he has a small fraction of the strength of Superman, but like none of the invulnerability. I don't know, I always thought that was kind of interesting.
Walk away now, or she's dead.
Let me go!
Ooh, baby, what is you doing? You done effed up. Bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Spidey comes for you?
I knew Jameson was wrong about you. You're a little weird, but you got a good heart.
Have you got somewhere to go?
I can take care of myself.
I'm sure you can, but just in case, there's a place called the Feast Center.
Seen it. I don't want charity.
They got the best wheat cakes in the city, hands down.
Mom used to make those. Haven't had any in a long time. I'll check it out. Thanks, Spider Guy.
It's Spider-Man. Oh well. Should be able to spot the next tower from up there.
You know, the best way I can describe this game is... It is...
From its elevated position, Spider Cop's...
Okay, I'm not gonna go as far as to say it's like All-Star Superman, but... It's very much...
What? No! Of course not! The Chief never did understand Spider Cop. Thought he was a loose cannon.
Already regretting this.
But yeah, it's very much the... celebration of everything that is Spider-Man, like from pop culture and comics and everything. He just kind of takes everything and blends it together into one big
I can modify
thing.
these towers to track more than just crimes.
I don't know, I think that's really cool.
Score. Towers are picking up all kinds of RFID signals now, including one nearby. What is that?
And the reason I say that is because that lady just like called Spider-Man that Spider Guy, which is like a clear reference to the Amazing Spider-Man 2. And there's a lot of Spider-Man movie references in this game. I know there's like one that's an homage to Spider-Man 2. Actually, though, there's two that I know of. The first one was that scene where Peter and Doc Ock were trying to get that arm prosthesis to work. And there's a second one that's a nod to the train scene from Spider-Man 2, later on in the game. But even like the way Spider-Man swings in the game is very reminiscent of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man from The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, wow. One of my old backpacks from high school. Forgot I attached tracking dots to these. Wonder how many of these are scattered around the city.
Quick little bios. You can pause the game to read those if you want to. That's why I went over them pretty fast.
The menu from my first real date with MJ. Wish I could have afforded someplace fancier. But she didn't seem to mind.
Still there? Got a robbery a few blocks away.
Spider Cop's on it. Part man, part spider, all cop.
I am absolutely loving the Spider Cop bit. Probably way more than I should. I don't know. I just think it's hilarious.
Open the safe. Do it.
Hey, fellas.
Ah! Spider-Man! Shoot him!
This is all really cool. This reminds me a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man for the PlayStation 2.
More of them? Guys, if you worked this hard at a legit job, you wouldn't need to be criminals.
You're gonna regret this, spider freak!
Like, this all feels very much like Ultimate Spider-Man, where, like, there would be a random crime and then reinforcements would be called in.
Alright, Yuri. I'm gonna repair the last Chinatown tower now.
Don't you mean Spider Cop's gonna repair it?
Been doing a little thinking, Yuri. Policing's a young man's game, and Spider Cop, well, he's no spring chicken.
Please be going where I think you're going.
As of today, Spider Cop is officially retired.
Oh, thank God. I need a drink.
We'll all drink tonight, Yuri. Drink to the memory of Spider Cop's tireless... Yuri? Yuri, you there? Guess the emotion of the moment overwhelmed her.
You've just been disconnected from Yuri Watanabe. She don't want you, boy. And I really like this too. I mean, I know like the windows don't exactly line up, but like, who cares? Like, they went through the effort to put like actual detail inside the buildings. Come on. That's really cool. This is next gen.
Not good. Can't have people taking pictures of my 3 chest hairs. Tools I need for suit repair at the lab. Wonder if Dr. Octavius is left for the day.
Good God, this suit looks cool.
Doctor, how did it go with the committee? I'm so sorry I screwed things up.
Not at all, Peter. They're just nervous in the face of imminent triumph. They'll calm down. They always do.
Should I head back to the lab for cleanup?
No. I'm stepping out for dinner anyhow. We'll resume tomorrow. Short break, then back to creating the future.
Wish I could bottle and sell that man's optimism. Sounds like he's left the lab for the day. Good time to work on my suit in private.
But yeah, guys, we are coming up on the end of the video. Guys, just thanks for watching. As always, if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share it with the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, I just said all that, didn't I? Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, and as always, until next time, adios, nachos, adios.